Okay, so this is being recorded for Palermo Reporting Services, and we're going to find the parts that are important for filing for declaratory relief in court. This is Stephen Niddle. That's not going, none of the videos going on there. I'm Anthony Fennell. Again, this is being recorded for Julie Palermo, and we're both kind of heartbroken that we have to do any of this, and it's causing me anxiety right now. Okay, Stephen, so we need to cover, and this is audio right now, this is why I was pointing down. Noriega, you know that he was next door. Do you have anything to say about him and the experience with the robberies that were going on with Patrick Hampton and the guns and all that? Just your version.
Well, I met Noriega in jail, so it was kind of...
Can you speak up a little bit?
I met Noriega in jail, so I thought he was just one of those people who fucked up in life and were in jail. But then after I moved here, I realized it was a lot worse, so... Tyler Jones, Tanner, them, they tried to get me to join in, and I said no.
That was the point you came and told me within 3 days of a major burglary. You mentioned weapons. They had weapons?
Yeah, they pulled a 45 on me and told me, either you're gonna, do what we say, or we're just gonna shoot you. And I told them, go ahead, but they didn't do it. So,
how long after that was Patrick Hampton in the house next door at 2318 Patterson Road? After they said that?
A couple weeks.
Couple weeks. Okay. Okay, so we've got that kind of documented there. You also know Carol was over there, and she's been over there here recently.
Well, yeah, Carol Lapouche is a relative to a friend of mine, Jeffrey Lapouche, who, I met him at East Valley Education Center in Oakdale, California. Doesn't really have anything to do with maybe Jeffrey doesn't really have anything
the
to do with
Epstein thing. No, we haven't actually gotten to that one yet, but
with the Epstein important thing. But Carol Lapouche.
Okay, go ahead.
Carol Lapouche is involved in some of the robberies that have occurred here, and
Okay, so that's what you had to say about Carol there. The other question I have is Mario's daughter. You know she's a prostitute, and Mario's daughter was doing some of that. Do you ever hear her having anything to do with that over there at Mario's house? And again, you're going to have last say about what gets here. This is for your reporting stuff. If you have nothing to say about that, we can move on. We can move on. Okay.
Well, no.
Okay.
I've never really heard of anything like that over at Mario's house, but Sonia has even tried to get at me, so even though she's only like 15, 16 years old, I told her no, so
yeah, that's pretty
she tried to show me her tits and
oh no, dude,
have me, pull my pants down, and I told her no.
Well, that's good. You realize that would have been jail time. I'm glad you did.
I'm 22, she's only 15, so I'm like, fuck that shit.
That's not okay. Okay.
I'm 7 years older. I don't need.
Good to hear that from you. I'm very happy to hear that information. Okay, moving on from that. We've covered Ryan. We've covered that. Now your mother. You've informed me that they knew each other from the time you were born and the Misty Bowman situation. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I guess I learned from my blood mother is that she had contact with my adopted mother this whole time. She knew where my babysitters were. Misty Bowman, she watched me when my adopted mother went to work at Kaiser Permanente. And she used to work at the one in Stockton. And then as soon as the new one got built here in Riverbank, sort of, Modesto area, the new facility, she went and worked there. And when I turned 22, all of a sudden, one of the associates from the Dollar Tree contacted me and said, your blood mother is looking for you.
But she had a capacity to contact you the entire time, and she told you she was here to get you away from me.
Yeah. The only reason she was here in California, it may say in some of the messages she sent me that I was never at my house, or
she said she never.
I was never in the Dollar Tree area or by the Jack in the Box, but yet she's the one who picked me up, and my Aunt Tanya. So
That's weird that she's denying she was here. She wasn't ever up to any no good. No.
Yeah.
If this was all
She was only
that your
trying
mom
to get-
uniting, why would she be? Yeah.
She was only trying to get me away from Anthony Fennell's house to stop the evidence and what was originally happening
Never
You
coming
know.
to light.
from coming to light. And she's even threatened me on Facebook saying,
Really?
"You better stop saying what you're saying because I know it's not you, son. It's Anthony Fennell and
But we have it on video now. It's definitely you.
things are gonna get bad."
She mentioned that's bad. She threatened you like that. I didn't know that, and that's definitely not okay. She mentioned a contempt of court, which means she would be referencing an existing restraining order, and the only things you're talking about are your family robbing this place for the last 5 years, your mom's blood family specifically, and her not wanting that to be connected to Arlen Young and Joshua Nunn, and that's the Aldridges, the Eldridges, and all these people. She mentioned something about evidence. Do you have any recollection of the trip to Waterford to the Texiera Hay and the Texaco.com, the Texaco people that own the place Misty Bowman works, that whole Texiera place and the thing there when they were talking about evidence? Do you have any recollection of that?
Well, no, that only happened when I was like, in the child, CPS services, and I wasn't really.
No, I'm talking about like Keith, and she's saying she doesn't want the evidence that coming out, and that's why she was here to get you, was because I had evidence of Keith and the burglaries that have been happening, and you didn't know that was your family before. Is that correct, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So she confirmed there that when she's talking about the potential charges in court, she's referencing Arlen Young, and those are the only restrictions, so that would be the only things, correct?
Yeah. This is what Shelley Lydia Tyson has sent to me
If you want to
in
read
my
it out loud, go ahead.
in my messages.
Just so that there are text messages right here, and it just focused so that Palermo reporting can see
This
that.
one, August 4th at 11 p.m. You need to have Tony stop with this Facebook bullshit before he finds himself in jail.
Obviously not Tony. There you go.
She literally threatens us
The Mark Epstein stuff's there.
that to stop, or me and him, we're both going to be, in jail.
We're getting this Misty Bowman getting a restraining order, but we're getting one because she was literally mentioned by Joshua Nunn. And
Yeah.
her family she was one of my witnesses in court.
Uh-huh.
And so the evidence your mom came to get from me was to keep me from taking Misty to court and connect him to Joshua Nunn.
Yeah.
That's what they communicated to Texiera Hay, or do you have anything
That-
else? I need
That was
information.
the only reason my blood mother and my Aunt Tanya came down from came down from Oregon.
Mhm.
What was it? Tolbany, Oregon, or something like
Albany,
that.
Oregon.
Albany, Oregon. And
So they came
They-
out of state specifically to
came-
get you, and so they could charge me.
yes,
Wow.
the only reason they came out of state to get me away from Anthony Fennell at 2300 Patterson Road in Riverbank, California, was because they didn't want any of this information getting out, so that their lives can remain secret and
Holy
not know
shit,
what
dude.
anybody in the world has not know what they have done, that anybody in the world will know.
So what you're meaning by that is that so that they wouldn't know the other people that they've done, not just anybody in the world they've done this to.
Yeah.
You don't have
So-
to have the gift of eloquence to speak, brother. But yeah,
So
I'm just trying to clarify.
so that nobody else besides them knew I was here and knew what was going on.
Wow, they were trying to hide the fact that you were here the entire time.
They were trying to hide the fact that I was in Riverbank or Modesto or,
anywhere near here.
yeah, in the California area this whole time.
Wow.
And now that this information has gotten out to the internet and the media and Facebook, now they're threatening us, and
Right.
now they came out to Riverbank. I mean, not now, but back when I turned 22 last year, they came and tried to pick me up and take me away from this house
With the intent of obstructing justice.
with the intent of obstructing justice. Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. I don't have
That's
to worry.
a premeditated conspiracy to make my self-defense look like I'm attacking them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
Wow,
had-
bro, that's hard to stomach. Thank
I
you.
had, they're like, look, just come live with your family, son. Get away from this BS and move on with your life. Don't worry about this,
Loser, I remember that.
POS, and just move on. This piece of shit, if that's what you're
I mean, I remember
POS.
them calling me that, yeah.
And I told him, no, I'm perfectly fine where I'm at, even if I have to sleep in a garage for a couple months. It doesn't
Work in the
matter.
house.
Yeah. So I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. I've been here for a little bit, and
Well,
It's fun.
Just to sum up, because we need to, Julie's going to be listening to this and I have to pay her, is that your mother came from out of state after being contacted by somebody from Arlene's side to get you away because
Well-
they found out who you were.
well, my mother got contacted by somebody out of state, by the government or some other family, because they finally found out who I was and where I'm at, and now they're trying to get me.
It
They
needed
were
to
trying.
appear like it was a genuine knot. They knew where you were and came for this purpose. They wanted to feel like, oh, we just happened to post something and came
They were
across
trying.
it.
They were trying to get me away from Anthony Fennell, and just
So I
act
had
like
no
it never
witnesses to
happened.
defend myself. Wow.
and act like it never happened, and that I would shut my mouth, get paid, whatever they wanted to give me. Say if I wanted to go down to the Ford dealership and grab a Ford Mustang 13 Ford Shelby GT 500 Super Snake, let's do it.
Wow,
But-
that's what they've been giving everybody, man. So it's nice to have you say your parents did that.
But-
Thank you, my God, you're my hero.
But I told them no, money is not more than a value of life, and I'm going to stay here.
Wow.
And that's when they started threatening us.
Holy crap. So I'm going to cut this off then. That's enough. Thank you. And can you just confirm your name's Stephen Niddle?
Yeah, hi. My name is Stephen Niddle. It's August 13th at 7:07 p.m. 2020.
And your mother is Shelley Lydia Thompson.
And my mother is Shelley Lydia Tyson. And have a good day.
Thank you much.